Hello, everybody. I am Tina Rayner from Rise to Shine Coaching at tinarayner.com, and welcome to my We Rise to Shine YouTube channel. This channel helps you fall in love with you first so you don't fall when loving others. And today's video is entitled How to Master the Emotional / Feeling Body. Now, emotions and feelings are different, and I will explain that in a minute. So I am shooting this video today because it is part of my Self-Mystery to Self-Mastery playlist. And I started that playlist because, well, I wanted to help people to fall in love with themselves first. And how do they do that? They need to get to know themselves. Right now you have a world full of people who are afraid to be alone. They are lonely when they are alone. They do not spend time alone getting to know themselves. They distract themselves when they are alone. And so I have done a video series in my Self-Mystery to Self-Mastery series to address this, to address their fear of being alone, and I debunked that in a video entitled Solitude Can Be Solitude, and then I started this self-mastery series. So if you haven't seen them, check them out on this playlist at my We Rise to Shine YouTube channel. So let's get started on emotions and feelings. What's the difference? We'll start with the emotions. So emotions. E as in energy. Emotions. Energy in motion. Emotions are energy in motion. And emotions feel very visceral in the body. And you might have tension in the jaw, shoulder, tension, upset stomach, and you feel it very viscerally in the body. In fact, I am shooting this video at the very, very perfect metaphorical time to be talking about emotions, because outside, there's an amazing storm, a windstorm happening. The trees are blowing around, leaves and twigs and branches are flying against the window. I tried to make a video a few minutes ago. The door flew open. It's locked. Somehow the wind pushed the door open. I mean, it's pretty wild out there. It's like a big metaphor for when people allow emotions to just take them under. They're controlled by their emotions, and the emotions are all stormy, and those people just become stormy and allow them to be taken over by emotions. And so that's what an emotion is like. You can feel it viscerally in the body, but understand that emotions, when there's two kinds of emotions. Emotions that are feeling so-called negative emotions like anger and sadness and those kinds of emotions. All emotions that feel negative are built on a foundation, the bedrock. The bedrock of all negative emotions is fear. And positive emotions, all positive emotions, the bedrock of those positive emotions is love. And so when you are feeling a negative emotion of any kind, you are in alignment with and vibrating at a frequency that is connected to the illusion of fear. Whereas, of course, if you're feeling a positive emotion like joy, passion, enthusiasm, excitement, inspiration, then you are in alignment with and connected to the foundation of divine love. So when you experience a metaphorical storm inside of you, and you're inside you, your trees are blowing around, and you're throwing things, there's things being thrown around, and you want to throw things around, for example, if you're angry, etc., you can. There's two opposite ends of the scale that people will, how people will deal with emotions. One is over here, people will let this storm, the storm that's within them of this emotion, they'll let it take control of them. And they will throw things and scream and yell or cry and never stop being sad or whatever it is, to just let that emotion take them away. And then over here in the other end, you have people like me in the past who, because of the religion that I used to be part of, I was taught to, it was not good to have those negative emotions, and so I learned to squelch them, not allow myself to feel those emotions. I pushed them down inside. And then there's some gamut in between of those two extremes. So what I want you to understand is that all those negative emotions that are built on the foundation of fear, and fear is an illusion. It seems real, but it's an illusion. Should probably do a video on that to explain that. The reason why I say it's an illusion is because everything here that's negative is experienced due to a misunderstanding, a misperception, which is why I say it's built on the illusion of fear. Everything here is based on a misunderstanding, an illusion, a misperception, anything negative, any negative emotion. And so when you feel a negative emotion, understand that you are feeling that because there's been a misunderstanding, a misperception, a miscreation, an illusion of some kind. And so when you feel something positive, that's built on the foundation of love. And love is the only reality that exists. So when you're feeling joyful, inspired, expanded, etc., you know you are in alignment with the only reality that exists, the only truth. But when you're feeling something over here that it feels negative, such as anger, sadness, grief, etc., and you can feel grief, of course, because of a loss, and that's a normal human emotion. And I'm not saying not to feel these things. I'm just saying they're based on a perception that is based on the illusion of fear. Fear is always based on misunderstanding of some kind. So the first thing to do is not to do what I used to do, which is squelch it, and not to do what a lot of people do, which is allow the emotion to take control of you. The first thing to do is to honor the emotion, to recognize that you're having this emotion, and honor it by simply allowing it to be in that moment. And then to not allow it to take control of you, observe the emotion from a place of neutrality. I can look at this storm right now, and I could allow the storm to take control of me. Let's say the storm is a person that's making me angry, and that person's yelling and screaming and throwing things in my direction. Okay, so I could then join that energy and return the same and allow myself to go and be controlled by this emotion. Or I could observe the storm and observe it from a place of neutrality. Terrific storm happening right now. The trees, the wind, the ocean, the waves are spectacular. And I'm just observing it. And so in a place of neutrality, of observing the storm, of observing the emotion, you're honoring the emotion by recognizing it. And then in that neutrality, you have a choice. How do I want to respond to this emotion? If you are not in that place of neutrality and you just allow the emotion to take control of you, you are reacting. You are acting again and again and again without thinking. But if you are in a place of neutrality, of non-bias, and you are having that emotion and you're observing the emotion, then you can choose to respond to it. In this case, thank you, anger, thank you, sadness, whatever the emotion is. What do you want to teach me? What are you trying to guide me to understand? So let's give an example. Yesterday I felt sad because I said to myself, or had a thought about, and this is what I realized later after feeling sad, but I realized that I had said or have had this belief for a long, long time that I sabotage my efforts. Things that I want to do in this world and projects that I want to do, etc. I come up with excuses not to do them, and another day goes by and I didn't do what I wanted to do, or these type of things. So I've been saying for a long, long time, I sabotage my efforts. And so I had a moment of feeling really, really sad about this yesterday. And then that sadness lets me know that I have a misunderstanding somewhere, that I am in alignment with the illusion, the misunderstanding of fear. There's a misunderstanding somewhere. And so I felt the sadness. I observed my sadness. I felt it right here in my heart center. And then I asked myself questions. And the question I asked is, what is my deepest fear? And I actually have done a video on this process. And so I will put a link to that video and the title to the video, and I will take you through a process of how to look at your deepest fear. Because in connecting to your deepest fear, because we remember fear is at the foundation of all those negative emotions. When you discover your deepest fear, then you can then transmute that negative emotion into being back in alignment with the only reality that exists, which is love. Love and joy and passion and inspiration. That is your birthright. It is our birthright to be in alignment with that energy as much as possible. So when you're feeling in alignment with any vibration based on the foundation of fear, what is my deepest fear? Work through that process, and I'll take you through that in the video that I've already done some time ago. So what I discovered was that I had beliefs, some beliefs that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't worthy enough to express myself fully and be seen and heard in this world for who I truly am. And as I went very deeper and deeper, deeper, I realized that those beliefs were based on misperceptions, misunderstandings. And I uprooted those beliefs yesterday and I checked them into the garbage. And now I'm creating new roots, new beliefs. And so I transmuted that sadness yesterday, and I went back into joy and love, into alignment with the only reality that exists. So that is the process of dealing with emotions in a healthy way, not allowing them to take control of you and not squelching them, and coming into the middle. Honor the emotion, observe the emotion from a place of neutrality. Ask yourself and go through the process that I'll take you through in that other video of dealing with your deepest fears, transmuting that emotion and getting back into an alignment with the only reality that exists, love. Emotions. Now, what about feelings? People think feelings and emotions, same thing. In the spiritual world, they are actually different. Emotions felt in the body due to a misunderstanding if they're negative. Feelings, on the other hand, feelings are basically based on intuition. that still small voice of knowing inside that whispers things into your inner ears, and you just know them. It's based on an inner knowing, an intuition. And those knowings, unlike emotions, feelings, that intuition brings you into the center of your true power. Whereas an emotion, when it's a negative based emotion, it will take you off center. It will take you off your true power. Remember, your true power is the only reality that exists. That's love. Love is our true power. That's our birthright. So when we allow an emotion to take us off our true power and we go off on some other tangent, some storm, we are not connected to our true power. However, feelings, intuition, knowings, that whisper, always connects us to our true power. Always connects us to expansiveness, inspiration, love, joy, passion. It's that connection that brings us back to center. So when you have a knowing, an intuitive hit, a feeling, an insight, that's what I call feelings. It's like, and it's just, you know, something that, and you quote unquote don't know where it came from, and it's just a knowing that you have, and that knowing always leads you to feeling more expanded in some way, more joyful, more loving, more passionate, more inspired, a bigger version of yourself, enthusiastic. And that is what a feeling is like. So in this society, we are taught to allow emotions, the negative ones, to take us off center and let emotions control us. And some people allow their emotions to control them for, like, they experience an emotion and they just can't let go. They stay angry, or they stay depressed, or they hang on to their grief for years. And understand that emotions are supposed to be energy in motion. In motion, not stagnant, not stopped. Energy in motion. So in terms of our society, we are taught to hang on to that and hang on to that pain and be in misery. Because why? Because society wants people to be in misery. Because when they are in misery, they are easily controlled and manipulated. Happy, joyful, inspired, empowered, enthusiastic, passionate people are not easy to be controlled and manipulated. They are not. In fact, they're not easily controlled and manipulated at all. They are creating powerfully their lives. Whereas if you are miserable and you believe that you are nobody and you suck and you're worthless, etc., and I'm going to go and do whatever I can to try and make myself feel better, that's good business for society. So it is very, very, very important that all of us master our emotional and feeling bodies. Master tuning into the truth, the expansiveness of our intuition, our feeling body. Tuning into that, making time daily through meditation and time, undistracted time spent alone, to tune into your intuition, to your feelings, to your guidance, your inner guidance system, that will direct you, to bring you in the directions that you are meant to travel on and meant to travel in, so that you can live a joyful, expanded, passionate, inspirational life, empowered life, connected to the true power, the only reality that exists, which is divine love. And divine love expressed in this world is joy. Divine love and joy, those two, those are your birthright. All else is connected to, if it doesn't feel good, it's connected to a foundation of fear. And fear is always built on misunderstanding, on a misperception, on an illusion of some kind. So it is very, very important, because in this world we have a lot to be emotional about. And we have people, and we have situations, and we have global events, and we have these things happening in our world that will cause people to have emotions. It's very, very important that we learn to master our emotions and tune into the power of our feelings, of our feeling body on a daily basis. Because there are a lot of storms happening in the world right now. And we've always had storms in the world. But we are going to have more storms. And to be the calm in the middle of the storm, to use that cliche so appropriate right now, to be the calm in the middle of the storm is to learn how to and practice the art of mastering the emotional body and mastering being connected to the truth of the feeling body. I hope this video has assisted you. Please let me know your thoughts, questions, concerns. If this video helped you, I hope that you can share it with your loved ones globally. Help this love revolution that I have started on this channel. Help it to spread. People are so in need of this at this time. Self-rejection here means that you will create broken, relationships that are rejecting you there. It's very, very important to turn the misery of self-mystery into the mastery of self-mastery, which is why I've done this video series. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope and ask also if you could please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me a lot. I'm looking for a minimum 1,000 subscribers so that I can start to monetize my efforts here on YouTube. So please share with your loved ones globally. Ask them to subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone.